but it looks like 2 or 3 inches. So I don't know. Yes, we have snow here. I was talking last night when I was here about all of you in the South having snow, and here in Vermont we didn't have anything, but we do. All is good. No need to worry. So it got me thinking today. My original plan to do for tonight's 12 day was I was going to do some custom wrapping paper, and then I was doing working with some pictures and decided, oh, let's throw a simple class in here. And you're thinking, okay, aren't they all simple? Well, they are. Simple means a bunch of different things to me. Simple is a technique, and simple is also a thing. And simple is my style of teaching. So it kind of just works for everything. It's also, that's why it's over my shoulder on the back wall. That's the name of my company. So everything I do is hopefully simple for you. And the reason that these are called simples is I have 5 kids, tons of pictures that I haven't done. They're all adults now. They're not kids. Let's not kid ourselves. It's like that baby weight that I try and lose too. Yeah, the baby's going to be 30. I can't really do that much longer. But anyway, I decided I wanted a way that you could scrapbook and not have to be challenged by, well, what do I make the page look like? And how many pictures do I use? And how do I measure mats? And so I created SVG files that work with any die cut machine that can cut SVGs. And I love it. It's really fun. It's a great way to work. I also have a toolkit that I created that works with them. Fast forward a little bit, and Stampin' Up! Comes into my life. And Stampin' Up! It is all about not using a computer and not using any kind of mechanical, other than your big shot. You shouldn't need a computer. So I kind of have kept them really separate. So over here is my Stampin' Up! Brain and my Stampin' Up! Materials and tools. And over here is my Simple and my Cricut. And I've tried, we've done a couple of classes with them, but the more I do, the more I realize they really do go together. So Stampin' Up! Doesn't have anything to do with Simple, doesn't have anything to do with SVGs or Cricut, and Cricut doesn't have anything to do with them either. But that's okay. We all use different things that go together. It's like when you are going to cook in the kitchen, you don't necessarily pick everything from the Bisquick label. You might bring Bisquick, and you might bring in some oregano and whatever. So anyway, tonight we are going to start with a Simple and then bring in the Stampin' Up! On top of it. So first things first, I will share the Simple with you on the blog later today, the SVG part. So if you are a Cricut user, you can go and try one and see if they work for you. Secondly, let's go look and see how you actually do it. So I'm going to share my screen. And for those of you that are Stampin' Up! And that's all you ever do and you don't own a Cricut, you're going to look at this and think, why is she doing this? Many of my students that have been with me for years and years and years started with the Cricut, and that's where we met. So we kind of have and if you just found me and you're only Stampin' Up!, you may not know what this is. So don't look at it, just look past it and we'll move on. But in the short term, if you are a Cricut person, oh, it must have updated something. Let's update you. I was just here before no, I don't want to replace it. I just updated my computer, so that's why it's doing it. Design Space, don't give me fits. You really don't. Yeah, go ahead, replace it. Go ahead. It may be, are you ready? Can you go? You can just go. Thank you. It's going. I'm just not patient. The little blue circle says it's going. So an SVG is a file that I have created, except I have to read a little bit. Design Space is on this computer, but it has updated since the last time I was here, apparently 10 minutes ago. But we'll let it do it, because there's no point in arguing with the computer. You will lose. All right, it's done, it's happy. And now it's going to go ahead and let us come in. Phew, thank you, Mr. Design Space. So you're going to upload the SVG, which is down here. And you can see that I've already brought it in. I'm going to click on it and bring it in. My simples come in 2 to 3 layers. This is a 2-layer simple. And I've already cut this out. I just wanted to show you what it looked like. This was kind of the long way around it. So let's do this. So I've cut it out already. And now I'm going to show you what it looks like over here. Come on. Technology is not my friend tonight. Everybody stay with me. We're going to make it. Nothing wants to connect. Everything is updating. Maybe it's the snow. Come on, you can do it. You got it? Are you good? Maybe? It's trying. Come on. Everyone sing a Christmas song while we wait. I don't know why I can't find it. Hold on. Let me bring this down here a little bit. Let's try again. Okay, it says it's doing it, but you're not seeing anything yet. Well, we can use the other camera, but it's just not as good as this one. Give me one more time here. Let's try this. Make sure we're connected to the same thing. Yeah, I know you're unable to connect. I can tell you're having trouble. Poor Mr. iPad. All right, we'll reboot this too. When in doubt, redo. Come on, little bug, you can do it. Just fire on up. Still black. Hello. There it is. There's our little apple. Come on, you can do it. Do, 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 do. I need some of that Jeopardy music. See, now if I was just using my stamps and my Big Shot, wouldn't have this trouble. I'm kidding. Okay, maybe. Everybody keep your techie fingers crossed and let's see if it can do it. Maybe. It's looking. You can find us. It's your last shot. Never takes this long. Okay, well, never mind. We'll do it another way. We have another way to get past. We're going to stop that. And we're going to go over here. Okay. So here's our Cricut. We're going to move this out of the way because we are all cut. Slide you back. And let's bring in everything that's over by the other camera. Okay, so here we are. First thing we're going to need is our letters for our title. And I'm going to use the Coffee Cafe, my ink pad. This, if you've not seen one before, this is a simple toolkit. There are a few of these in the store, not the Stampin' Up! Store. Now, this is my website, just on karamiller.com. This is what a toolkit is. Comes in a little case. I'm going to show you how to use it in a minute. Some photos. And then this is our simple. Now remember what it looks like. Hey, Marianne. Remember what it looked like on the Cricut page? Remember I showed you what it looked like and said it was 2 layers? Okay, so this is 1 layer, and this is another layer. And I'm going to put these on a nice 12 by 12 background. All right? And then this is going to go like this. Now let's grab our snail. And the reason these are so great, in my humble opinion, the reason I love these is you can get a page done really quick. So this is all Stampin' Up! Paper. And if we get technology to go with us, I'll cut another one so that you can actually see how it cuts. But it cuts beautifully. All right, so I'm going to put this down. Now I could, if I wanted to, just go with this. And these little spaces are for my photos. The reason I don't do that is I think, and this is my personal taste, I think pattern paper with photos the photos tend to get lost. See, the photo kind of drifts into the pattern paper and it's kind of hard to distinguish. It doesn't make it pop. If I bring this layer of simple in, which I flipped over 3 times, and put this on here, notice the pictures can go either way as well. I can go like this with my page if I have vertical. I want to use this horizontally, so I'm going to glue this down. Again, I'm using my snail, so it goes super quick. And this is designed to be a mat with space on all of those shapes. So there's my layout. Literally that easy. It's done. Now, let's add the photos before we add our embellishments. And these are some photos from this summer with me. Remember I said I was going to use the Coffee Cafe stamp pad. So these are photos of my husband and I went to the beach, which we haven't done in a while. And it was just a quiet morning, sitting on the deck having coffee. It's going to be one of those kind of pages. It's just really nothing fancy, but it just was really an amazing morning. We just really had a great time. So I'm going to I'm going to decide on my photos, and I like this one with a coffee cup and this one with my coffee cup. I like this one that shows the beach. That was our view. I like this one. I like this one. So I'm kind of deciding. Maybe I'll use a couple pages. I don't know if I need the 2 of us. And I like this because it definitely was the morning. Okay. So I'm going to pop these out now that I've decided which ones are going to go. I like this one here. And notice how the picture is stopped because it has a solid color behind it, so it doesn't get lost. I can still see the cool pattern, but it's not sucking the picture into the pattern. So there's that. And then I've kind of narrowed down I've got room for 1, 2, 3 more photos. So there's 1, there's 2, and then I need 1 more, and I think I want it to be the chair, okay? And you're thinking, well, those don't fit there. They're just too big. Well, not when I bring in the toolkit. So let's bring in your toolkit. These are designed to fit the spaces that will be on simples. Since I create the simples, they coordinate with my toolkit. On this particular one, I'm using the biggest square that we have. And the way these are done is you're going to pick out what do I really want in this photo. If you look closely, you'll see like there's a sign here that says stay off the fence or something. It says no smoking. So I don't really need that in my picture, but I like the chair and the beach, and maybe I want a little bit of the table. I don't really need that post. Maybe I do need the post. Okay, so I decide I like this. It's hard to see for you on camera, but can you kind of see where this has given me the definition? This is my cropping tool. When I crop this, what I love about the way these are designed is that I can see what I'm going to get. I could put this on my trimmer and try and trim it down. A, I'd have to measure. B, I wouldn't necessarily see what it's going to look like. If I take this and a pair of long bladed scissors, just regular, and you hold the blade tight to the cropping tool and you just cut a nice straight line. It's really easy to do. You turn it, you're holding it tight with your thumb in place, you don't have to attach anything, and you cut here. And you turn one more time. And now I've trimmed down the excess. This photo is going to go here, and I can really see what I want of the photo. Now, this could overlap if it needs to. If I don't like that, I can say, well, you know what? I might want this to be a little bit smaller. Oh, you can't see this as well. Or I just kind of shift this off to one side and I move you up just a little and all is good. Same thing over here. I don't need all of the coffee and all of the empty beach. I need to know that it's coffee. And this is looking through the deck railing. All right, so now I'm going to get rid of the bottom and the side and the top, and then this side, and you're going to go right there. Let me get all my trash now off this layout so that you can see what we're doing. We have one more to crop, and in this particular simple, all of the spaces are the same size. So on this one, I want the bagel too. There's a bagel and a coffee cup. And I'm ready to trim. Now, if I wanted 2 pages, a 2-page layout, I could definitely do that. I somehow shifted you a little. I do way better when I'm not trying to hold it in the camera angle. And you're going to go like that. All right? So, basically, layout done. Now it's time to embellish and get your titles on. I'm going to put my pictures down so I don't get confused and lose them. And if I had to walk away right now and go do something else, I've got the basics of my layout done. By using pattern paper as the middle layer, it kind of gives a little bit more to the page without taking from your photos. Now, if you look at this and you think, well, I wish this was just a little bit smaller so it didn't overlap anything, but I still got a border on the top, you have one of these, which is a 4x6 as part of the kit. So if you slide this down, you're not really cropping much, but you could get just that top line. So you can modify these however you want to do it. You don't all have to do it the same. If you're not comfortable with the scissor cutting, you can always use those and draw a straight line, and then you can use your X-Acto knife right around the edge, right along the edge. Okay, so there's my layout. Now it's time to decorate. Okay, that's the fun part. So what I want to do is bring in, I'm going to move my toolkit. I want to bring in this Happiness is a Cup of Coffee Shared with a Friend. It's my husband, but he's my friend too. So I want that stamp, and I'm going to pop that, and I'm not exactly sure where it's going to go. It's probably going to go over here somewhere. I could just put it right in here, but I think I'm going to use the cup. So let's see. It would go right there, but I think it would look cool if it was in the coffee cup. And I haven't used the stamp set, so we're going to play with it a little. So I'm going to set this aside and bring in my base. Because remember, my countertop has a texture to it, and it doesn't really like stamps don't really like texture. They're funny that way. Okay, and I'm going to use, so then I have to look at this again and decide, well, what do I want to use to stamp on? And I'm going to go with my white, my Whisper White. But I could pick the pattern paper if I liked it. I don't have to stick with that. I could use whatever I wanted. So I have a piece of Whisper White, and I am really matchy-matchy, but because I use the pattern paper, I can go with something other than just the old olive, which I normally would say, oh, everything's old olive. So I'm going to bring in some soft suede, and let's see what we do. So we have, oh, I want to try the die cuts, because this is a bundle. And this is retiring too, and I really like this one. I barely got to fall in love with it, and it's leaving. So this one would work. I don't know if this stamps in the cup, so I'm going to try that. We're going to do the words first. And we're going to stamp that right there. All right, that looks cool. And then let's grab the cup. Those of you on Facebook, I'm not monitoring what you're saying, so if you're asking questions, I'm really sorry. You can come in the classroom and chat with us, or I'll come back and answer questions that you might have after the recording is over. And yes, I am recording this. So now this is going to go, is my head in the way? No. This is going to go down right over this. Think how cool that's going to be when we have our Stamparatus. We won't have to line that up, although I did all right. Did pretty good. So there's that. I like that. And I'm going to now bring in my Big Shot. And you're thinking, well, you have a Cricut. Why don't you just use that? I find it hard sometimes to design. I would have to do all the designing at once. So if I wanted this, a coffee cup or something, I would have had to do it all. Or I got to pull the Cricut back out again. Even though it's right there, there's just something different about heading into design space. I love being able to do these little details and these little embellishments that I can do with my Big Shot. After, I'm sorry this isn't as good. The camera works way better the other way, but you know what? Technology said no. So we will be okay. So now we have happiness is our cup of coffee shared with a friend. And that's going to come in and it's going to go right here. Right? I'm going to use my dimensionals to pop that up. And then notice the space up here. I'm going to use that for my title. And I'm going to have to figure out, I have the alphabet set that's pretty big. So I don't quite know how much will fit in there. So I'm going to show you how to figure that out. The easiest way to do that is either take, so I have the letters and I have the die cuts. If I didn't have the Thinlits, then I'm just going to stamp it on here. In which case, I'm going to get the long block, my longest block that I have. Sorry, a little rummaging, which is pretty close to what this space is. I could get another letter in maybe. So if I can fit my letters on here, that's what it can say. All right, so what should it say? It could say friend. It could say morning. It could say peace, because it certainly was peaceful that morning. So I'm going to try friend, which really, if we had not been married for 40 years, it would be insulting. But for us, being friends is pretty cool. And we are truly each other's friend. So we like that. That's not a diss. If it was a first date, he probably wouldn't be impressed if I called him my friend. So there's F. Here's E. Here's D. This is like a trick. Here's N. I'm not seeing my letter I. Where is my I? That's going to be annoying. It's got to be on a block somewhere. So friend isn't going to work because I don't apparently have a letter I. So this is like a Scrabble game. What do you have letters of? C-O-F, F-E-E-I. Let's do coffee. Never mind. Let's do coffee. Somewhere in my travels, I will come up with an I. C-O. Oh, there she is. Never mind. There's the I. What else was I missing? That's it? I can go back to friend. Phew. F. No, I'm missing R. There it is. All right. Good golly, that was tough. I should have done that before I got you guys in here. Then I wouldn't have looked like I couldn't spell. All right, so is friend going to fit? Now, I'm not going to use the block. I'm going to actually cut the letters out. F, R, I, and friend will fit. E, N, D. Okay, cool. So I'm going to move you over again. I'm going to bring this in. I'm probably going to need a little bit more than that. And I'm going to do these out of Whisper White. And I'm using just leftover paper that I have. I'm going to stamp first, cut later. And I think I'm going to go with the soft suede. I kind of like the way that looks. I was thinking I was going to do Old Olive, but I think we're going to go with soft suede. So first we need an F. And if you have these letters, honestly, having the thinlits makes it so much easier. You don't have to line them up straight. You can just stamp away. The only thing you need to make sure is that you have enough room. Oh, gee whiz, now I got to find these. Here we go. E, N, R, this is easier. D, F, R. Oh, we're back to that darn letter I again. And I. Okay, phew. Got them all. And then you're just going to line this up like so. Making sure I'm going to just double check to make sure that I have room before I stamp something, because I don't want to get them too close together and then not be able to cut them. R. I. And the reason I like doing this as opposed to just doing it with my Cricut is it lets me still be artsy and creative and get the kind of feel that I want, that I didn't just stick a title down, that I actually made it. That end's not doing well. And because I don't know why this isn't inking. That's the way it's going. Because I'm doing it on the paper, I don't have to worry about lining them up exactly or making them be making them all perfect stamps. If I mess one up, I mess one up. A lot of these letters have not been used before, and they're photopolymer. I find that if you just kind of move your thumb over it a little bit, it kind of wakes up the stamp and it takes the ink better, which is what's happening with that N. So we're going to go back and work on that a little bit. F-R-I-E-N-D. So the D is the only one. So what am I going to do to wake up the D? Because now I can't touch it with my fingers because I've already inked it. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Scrub, spritz, wake up my N a little bit, and let's see if we can get a better stamp out of it now. Much better. And then we need the D. Okay, and now we're ready to punch them out. And let's make a space. And even with my techie issues today, I'm still going to have a layout done in a half an hour from start to finish. And that's pretty incredible. At least for me it is. All right, so let's see what letters we can get on here. Here's our E, and I'm using the magnetic plate. Now I could have just cut these out of cardstock and not stamped them. But I wanted to try our stamping. These are pretty cool letters. You're gonna like them in a minute. Guess there's only one way that can go. I put this in, see it's crooked. So I messed up my E and my N. Sorry. If this was a pre-recorded video, none of these imperfections would have happened. It would have been perfect in every way. And you would have thought, gosh, why can't I do it like that? Okay. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't pick supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. D. See how cool they look, though? I'll bring them up so you can actually see them in a minute, but they really do look amazing. It's worth the effort. It really is. There's R. Get in there. And I. Gosh, what did I do with the F? Well, I'm going to run these through and then I'll come back with the F because I don't want to lose what I already have and I got to move everything to find Mr. F. Here's our I. And our R. No. If I was an F, where would I be? Did Did I pull it out? Do, 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 do. If anyone sees the F, you get a bonus. I don't think I left them in here. I thought I had you all pulled out. One more time. I thought about putting these on magnets like my other ones, but it just makes it so big because it's full out for that thing. If you were an F, where would you be? All right, well, I don't want to keep you here all night. Promise I will find the F. It's not far. I don't even see it on the floor. No, he's not under there. Huh. Well, he'll show up. So here's our R, I, E, N, D. I think I need it to say friends. So I need an F and an S, which I'll work on, and then I'll show you the final product when I actually find them. Where would you go? Anywho, that's how you do it. Super easy. Lots of room for more things. I could add more photos if I wanted. I could add more embellishments. I could add another cup of coffee down here. Now, what if I wanted a layout, like a 2-page layout? I've got more photos. I want more pictures. It's really pretty easy. You're just going to cut another layout exactly the same, and you're going to flip it this way so that you would have it be like this. You can twist it. Lots of options. If you decide, well, you know, that's great, but I don't like this piece, just pop that in the trimmer and cut it right down, and you don't have to use it. And then you could put a really big embellished title that you create using SureCuts-A-Lot, the other software that we're using and learning starting in January. So lots of options, lots of ways to use what you already have. Sorry, I don't have the F, but I'll find it. It did not go far. I know I had it when I was counting. So have a great night, you guys. Enjoy your Saturday evening. I'm going to go sit and watch a Hallmark movie after I find my F. And I will see you all tomorrow night, hopefully at 8 o'clock. We're going on a Christmas train ride at 5, but I should be back in time to do our very last 12 days. I'll see you all soon. Bye.